wasn't that an excellent day, everybody? How you doing? Tim here once again, View from the South Stands, a View from the South Stands, coming to you on Saturday after TFC's home opener against the team now known as Sporting Kansas City. Toronto FC earns, and I mean earns, a very, very solid 2-1 victory. I think, and I'm going to tie it up at the end in just a moment, I think that last 5 minutes that saw the Reds concede a goal late but hang on deep in the stoppage time to actually hold on to a win was perhaps one of the most important 5-minute periods that this team has played for a long, long time, and one can hope, if you're an optimist, that it helps to begin a new narrative for this team that it's going to try to paint for itself for the 2013 campaign. So let's get to the game. Some very, very significant highlights. First off, Kyle Becker didn't start. He came on late as a substitute. Tottenham loanee John Bostock actually played and definitely was in on the second goal for Toronto FC. He came in to the box flying, really gave the Kansas City defender one of two options: let him go by and score a sure goal, or take him down and take your chances with the penalty. He took him down, and Robert Earnshaw stepped up and put the ball past Brigitte Nielsen. I'm sorry, did I say Brigitte Nielsen? Yeah, I did. Jimmy Nielsen, the very ugly, tall Dane that looks a lot like Flavor Flav's girlfriend, who plays in net for Sporting Kansas City. So that made it 2-1. 3 minutes in, Robert Earnshaw made it 1-0 on an excellent finish, a real poacher's goal, a really excellent play that really got the crowd jumping. Well over 20,000 people today at the Rogers Centre, which was very encouraging to see as well. And Earnshaw really only had two chances. One of them was a penalty that he very calmly put away into the left side of the net. And of course that poacher's finish, that I like to call it, that he actually made to put the Reds on the board to start the game. And you can't ask more for a guy who's come in, who's had 2 games, who hasn't played significant minutes at a high level in months. And again, that's assuming that you give the Israeli League, where he played, for example, the moniker high level. And if it's any better, or for that matter, any worse than Major League Soccer, I don't know. Danny Califf and Darren O'D deserve particular mention as well. Both guys I thought were excellent. O'D, from what I'm hearing, the anointed captain of Toronto FC over Stephen Fry. At least that's what I've been told. Ryan Nilsson has actually officially made him captain of the team. I'm perfectly fine with that. He actually played like a captain today. He played hard. He played tough. Both him and his centre-back partner, Danny Califf, did a really good job on shepherding the midfield colleagues and the wing-backs on set plays. TFC didn't, for the most part, put a leg wrong in set plays, barring one that saw this big striker, Colin, I think his name is, for Kansas City, actually get a free header that Bendick just actually touched. It bounced off the crossbar and went over. That was in the first half. That was really, I think, really the only letdown on set plays. And when was the last time that TFC can say that they did that good on set-piece defense? It's been a long time, and I think a lot of that goes down to Califf, and in my opinion, particularly Danny O'D. So let's get to the most important part of the story today, at least in my opinion. And I did a little bit of research on the way home as well on the subway. I asked a few people on the subway that also attended the game what they thought. I really felt, standing in the supporter section, I should say, that there was a real buzz in the stadium when the fourth official held up a card that said 5 minutes. I don't know where the hell that came from. He held up a card that said 5 minutes of injury time. Toronto FC was being run around by a very, very good team. Kansas City, by the way, was, I think, the top team in the league points-wise in 2012. I think they were on a 13-game MLS regular season undefeated streak coming into the game today. And they were ticky-tacking it around, really looking for an opening and running Toronto ragged as the game ended. They popped a goal late to make it, of course, very, very edgy. But really, when that 5 minutes came up and the groan came from a lot of the people in the stands, it really felt to me like the majority of the people in the stands thought that here we go again, the TFC that they know would find a way to blow it the way that they almost always have in recent years, especially, of course, in 2012. They didn't blow it. They actually held on. They were leggy, they were tired, but they kept their shape. They didn't panic. They weren't running around like chickens with heads, still on the chopping block and their heads cut off. They actually played a smart, intelligent football. Caliph and OD did a really good job rallying the troops. They kept their heads. Joe Bednick, that's 2 games now in a row where I don't think he's actually put a finger wrong. He's conceded a goal a game. I don't think he can be blamed for either of the goals that he's conceded. He made a number of excellent saves. I thought his positioning, I thought his leadership in the box was really strong. I think his distribution of the ball was pretty decent as well. I think an upgrade, all due respect to him, from Milos Kosic. And I think he's gone a long ways towards solidifying his position and taking the pressure off Stefan Fry probably having to come back before he's ready. But I want to ask one thing of you, the viewer, today, and that's what would have happened for the rest of 2013. I know it's how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. It's one of those questions that we probably can't answer. But let's assume for a moment that Toronto FC did what they usually would have done, and that's fold, and that's concede a goal or two late, disappoint the fans, see heads drop, and lose points from a winning position at home. I think that would have been very, very damaging to that team today. There could have been a possibility of, there's a road game in a week's time, which I'm going to be attending. I'm going to be on the bus, thanks to Toronto FC, and more about that to follow in the week ahead. And I'm going to be videoing all of it, by the way. But think about what would have happened if this game would have been, just another TFC folding loss at the end. The social experiment that I did on the way home is I asked probably maybe 10 to 15 fans that I saw either walking to the subway or on the subway home from the game today what they thought was going to happen in the last 5 minutes. And to a person, every single person I talked to thought that the team was actually going to lose or draw at the very least, that they thought that they weren't going to hold on to the win. And I can't really blame them, I suppose. There's a real lack of belief out there, and I think that's going to take a lot of time and a lot of results like today to sort of reassert. But the fact that they did do it today is an excellent start. Excellent day all around. I think the fact that the fans were out in numbers, and the fans were boisterous, the team scored early. The goal was well taken, the penalty was well taken, the penalty was well earned, the team kept their shape. Important players and important parts of the team, the spine of the team, whether it be Dunfield, who was a bit of an unsung hero today in the mid, whether it be Earnshaw up top taking his chances, whether it be Caliph and OD marshalling the defense through the middle and on set pieces, and whether it be Joe Bednick, the spine of the team, did the job today and did what it needed to do against one of the best teams in Major League Soccer, and that's win and hold the fort and not panic and not fold up shop like TFC 2012 probably would have done. There were some concerns. Fitness again reared its ugly head, I think, in 2 games now. At the end of matches, Toronto looked leggy, and again that speaks to what Kevin Payne's been talking about. But I want to actually just sort of quickly sign off by trying to keep that question in your mind. If Toronto FC hadn't have done what it did in those last 5 minutes today and held on for victory, I really believe that this season could have been significantly harmed the result, the total result. Holding on against a solid team in the way that they did, in the fashion they did today, I think is going to go a long way towards building camaraderie. It's going to go a long way towards solidifying a lot of the work that's already gone on. And I think it's going to be the beginning of hopefully bringing back a lot of faith and a lot of optimism, which is something, of course, I wrote about, which you can read about down below yesterday as well, where I think it's way too early for a lot of the pundits out there to certainly write this team off for 2013. The next video blog is going to be on the weekend, probably posted on Sunday after we return from Montreal, courtesy of TFC. Me and the better half are on the bus. We're going to be going down in the morning, watching the game in the afternoon, and coming back in the evening. It's going to be a long, but hopefully a fun day. And I look forward to sharing all of that with you in video form next week. There'll be a lot more on the team and this game and what's coming up over the next few days. I want to thank you very much for watching, and do you guys have yourselves a really nice day. Cheers.